In a country where graduates struggle to find jobs and hustle is a way of life, many Nigerian youths are speaking up. Some believe formal education is overrated if you don't have practical skills or street sense. Others argue that education is still the foundation for long-term success. From tech startups to street hustles, from university degrees to survival instincts, the debate is hot and everyone has an opinion. In a fast-changing economy, youths are asking, which really pays in Nigeria, book smart or street smart? Welcome and thank you so much for joining us on another interesting episode. I am Fatima Ahmed Musa and this is Youth Connect. Now let's go on a quick break. I want to return, you get to meet my guests and we go into the discussion proper. Welcome back and thank you so much for joining us on Youth Connect, coming to you from our studios here in Abuja. Now joining me in the studio is Angela Amaka Uba. She's an accountant and joining us via Zoom. Thank you so much, Angela, for joining.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you for having me.
And then we also have Jeremiah Edet. He's also a personal development coach and a motivational speaker. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we have Firdausi Tankolami. She's a journalist. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I mean, we all, talked about this street smart or book smart just before we came in. And a lot of you actually chose sides. So what do you think? Book smart or street smart? Which one are you going for?
You see, I am going to believe that you can't just pick anyone. I mean, you need the both of them to survive. If I'm looking at it from that lens, I think I'll just pick that one should have a bit of the both of them.
How about you, Jeremiah?
I equally stand with the fact that we need both of them to actually thrive as individuals and even in an economy as youth.
Yeah. Angela, how about you? Which are you going for?
Well, I agree with what they are saying, but I still insist that you need more of street smart. A bit of book smart, but more of street smart.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Firdausi, let me start with you. Do you think being street smart is more important than being book smart in Nigeria today?
Okay, with the way our society is being structured, I mean, being street smart would actually help you go a long way. Even in our institution, when you even go to the university, being street smart would help you navigate your way. Being street smart will help you, interact and, vibe with other people in the society. So street smart is actually, should I say, it's actually a must as a Nigerian to survive in this society, because everywhere is being diluted already. So when you're coming in with, oh, Nami no book pass, you can't thrive. But when you have a bit of street smart, and when you go to the street and somebody asks you, you'll be like, show ya where any, something like that. So it kind of gives you this edge, and you would agree with me that it's a survival of the fittest in Nigeria here, especially in our society. And most of us were not brought up in this high class society. I mean, most of us grew up from the middle class or from the lower class. So I think it's a must that we have this, a bit of the street smart,
and then,
or even more
of the street
smart than even the book smart.
So. Okay, Jeremiah, can someone succeed in life with just street smart and no formal education in Nigeria especially?
Okay, thank you for that. When it comes to being street smart, one of the notions we have is that it's all about being arrogant, it's all about being troublesome, it's all about the fighting and all that. But in certain cases, that's not true. Street smart prioritizes more of traditional systems of learning, having to do with our immediate environment. In street smart, your level of exposure is determined by the neighborhood you grow into. So if you grow up in a more coerced neighborhood, you'll be a lot more coerced. But there are certain neighborhoods you grow where you're taught basic things like apprenticeship systems. It promotes apprenticeship systems, values life skills, experiences, and so an elderly person could tell you when you're going about life, you need a lot of doggedness, and so that education prepares you. And for every growing economy, growing economies are economies that are classified by their gross domestic product, how much we produce and export. There is little or no value for education, as it were, because we've not transitioned to those phases where we have tech companies, big tech giants. And so if you have all those book smart here, you will not succeed. But coming down to formal education, in Nigeria, you can succeed with only street smart. I love the apprenticeship system where someone wants to learn how to be a tailor, wants to learn how to plumb, and without ABC, all he just needs to know is where they sell the materials. People run boutiques like, the Igbo apprenticeship systems. They just know where they buy it. They do a trading form of business, buy and sell, and they make money. So you could actually survive in Nigeria with no formal education. But the moment you want to cross the four walls of this nation, outside of Africa to the Western world, you have a lot of challenges because, you see, they are already developed. Here, education is prioritized. There is little or no appreciation for manual labor, as it were, the things you can always do with your hand. They prioritize excellence and, being exclusive. So that's it.
Okay, Angela, let me come to you with this question. Do you believe the educational system in Nigeria prepares, youths for a life, challenges that they may face when they go into the labor market after maybe, graduating from schools and what have you? Okay, I think we lost Angela right there. We'll definitely get her back and she will join us. So let me throw the question to you. Do you think the education system in Nigeria prepares youths, for what they are going to face when they go into the labor market with regards to, when it comes to real life experiences and challenges?
I would say our educational curriculum is not designed to solve that problem. In fact, when we are in the school, our lecturers will tell you, when you go out there, you will know. You will learn about it. They will always tell us like that. And it's true. When you go out there, you learn. It's something you can learn in school. So our educational system does not really prepare us for, getting a job, how to stay in job. It only tells us how to be principled. Just know the basics. It just guides you and it just broadens your mind. Like he said, the apprenticeship system, if you learn those apprenticeship and you go to school, you broaden your mind. Take for instance a mechanic now, he learns the mechanic, he sees his boss going under the car to check what's going on. And when he goes to school, and he kind of broadened his mind and he just be like, no, I don't want to go under the car. I think I need gadgets that I can just fix under the car that will just tell me what is going on. Or I will just know that, oh, this is what is going on with this car, and I'll just tell, the other boys to go under there. So it kind of make you have this broad spectrum of what is actually going on. Not necessarily, the educational system or in your curriculum states that, oh, this is what you do, that is what you do. No, I think the street smart actually, trains you on that better. Do
you agree with what she just said, that, schools don't prepare youths for, challenges they will face outside schools? Because I feel something is missing. It could be practical, because learning basics is not just by talking. You have to do practical. So do you think that is still missing in schools?
Okay, on my part, I believe there's quite a bit of unfairness to Nigeria educational system, because the way everybody online debunks it as though the curriculum is not standard. Believe me, Nigeria has a well-developed curriculum for teaching, and if we want to investigate our learning procedures on how far it interacts and changes the student, we need to solidify the people we allow to teach them. And so in a school setting where the lecturer is angry, everybody's angry. I saw a video online, someone was just flinging question paper. The environment alone is not conducive for learning. So we should not all blame the curriculum. People also learn by observation, the environment. If you take someone, most of the people I know who were very good at class when we're in the university, they're actually on scholarships abroad now because of the content of what they learned. And they are doing well in their sectors because of the educational content. So we should not all debunk the educational content, but like you were saying, we need more of practicals. Practicals. Imagine learning entrepreneurship, having little, activities to engage in. I believe there are certain courses you should do where the practical should be more than the theory. You're telling us A, B, 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 C, and all that. So we should not all debunk the Nigerian curriculum. I'm a product of, I did my MSc and BSc here in Nigeria, and I'll tell you, it's one of the richest curriculum you can see worldwide because I do facilitation for some institutions. So if it's a curriculum, I wouldn't blame it so far on them. We should look into the people presenting it, the method of presenting it, and the way our classrooms are designed. So doing that, we should employ and create a system where lecturers are accountable, not like they feel like mini God. I recall not just to dent an image, but someone told me I will not check this project, and he didn't. He just gave me C. So imagine in that system, what do we want me to appreciate? And someone out there is not working so hard in a school system and getting more grades. When they go abroad, the average student here is getting good grades because he can interact and all that. So when we deal with the persons teaching the courses, we should incorporate more of practicals. And that's why Polytechnic Board, ironically, if you go to a Polytechnic now, it's as though you didn't go to school because the way they look at you in NYC
they don't take it seriously, like they take you going to...
These guys are
really
joking.
They are actually really underrated.
They are stigmatized, let's say it. They'll be like, when you NYC camp, so what university? Say, I finished from Poly. Be like, in your mind, you're like, but ironically...
the AI is not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary. But actually, they had more of direct learning that has practical. So we should incorporate more practicals and then work on sensitizing. School shouldn't be hard like it is right now in Nigeria. Everybody's scared of A, B, C, and the lecturer and all that.
Angela, thank you so much for joining us again. So let me throw this question to you. Do you think Nigeria's economic situation forces youths to be street smart even if they are book smart?
Yes, it does. Gone are the days when stuffs are handed out to you. And my father told me that back in the days, once you go through school and you get out there, they give you a car, a house, and a waiting job. But you can agree with me that it's not like that now. You have one position and then thousands of Nigerians applying for that position. The structure, the system doesn't absorb all that comes out of school. So already you know that what you have is little. You cannot absorb everybody that is leaving school. Hence, thinking the other way. What is street smart? It's just practical knowledge and experience on how the world works. What is your present economy? How do you get out there and get things happen for you? If you bet on how it's done before, maybe you go through school, then you get out there, you apply to jobs that thousands of people will apply to. Fatima, I tell you, you will not be successful. It will take you a longer route than years to be successful. Hence, you need to think out of the box. That's what being street smart is. You have to trust your instincts. You have to trust your guts. You have to be able to take risks. You have to get out there and make things happen for yourself. And that's what being street smart is. The economy doesn't support you. It's not like before where things are handed out to you. So you just have to make things happen for yourself.
Well, I'm sure maybe, she has actually made a valid point in her support for street smart. But do you think it's more profitable in the, which do you think is more profitable in the long run? Is it the hustle, which has to do with the street smart, or, the education that has to do with book smart? Now we're looking at, long-term.
One of my friends usually say something. It's usually it's better to have a degree that you don't need than to need a degree that you don't have. So I feel like when you're talking about success in the long run, book smart would always pay. But we're talking about surviving along the line. Street smart comes handy, but book smart would always thrive for you in the long run, because what you have upstairs here cannot be taken away from you. You have to, it broadens your mind. It makes you see things from a different perspective. There are a lot of things. You have theories to back up your claims. You have a lot of things that you've learned over time through learning. Learning cannot be overemphasized. It's rich. It richens your mind. It broadens your mind, and it actually, makes you to have an edge. Gives you an edge in the real world. So let me just say, book smart in this
Do you
aspect.
agree with what she just said?
Yes, I agree. My biases for book smart is because of I told us that when it comes to developing economies, you're largely surviving. So you just want to do this, want to do that. One of the reasons why most people think being street smart is profitable in Nigeria is because there are little regulations to the things we do. Progressionally, Nigeria is developing, the African economy is developing. There will be times where there are fixed pricing. There will be times where you must register your company before you do things. You can just start off something and nobody checks your taxes and everything. The more we become more developed, you will see the flaw when it comes to intellect. So in as much as we promote the resilience, the doggedness that comes with being street smart, we should always promote the need for education. And so people will say school has come online, you hear youth talk, and if you drop this person to compete with his age mate who is overseas, zero, there's no competition, the intellect wise and all that. So now that we're enjoying street smart because we're a growing economy, we should be wise enough to begin to incorporate more of learning that will make people more book smart, because there'll be times where integration of tech companies will come down to Africa. We'll need to mine, we'll need to do a lot of things, we need to refine and do a lot of production down here.
I mean, we'll hold on to your thoughts because, even the coming of AI is also something else. But let's go on a quick break and we'll return. We'll continue this discussion. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us on Youth Connect, coming to you from Trust TV here in Abuja. Now, Angela, thank you so much for sticking around. Let me throw this question to you. Assuming you are an investor between street smart and book smart, and you're to invest in one, which will you go for?
Street smart, I would. Fatima, a tertiary institution doesn't do justice. I prefer the polytechnics now, although it's being downgraded, but they give students room for IT. They go out there and they do it experientially. Being told something theoretical. I'm not against education, but I'm telling you what I have practiced in my life. I'm an accountant, as you well know, so I have the education, but I saw what I was taught in school. When I got out there, when I was serving, I was posted to a primary school. Then I went to get a job for myself alongside where I was posted. I think I was to do an accounting role for a warehouse. It really helped me, Fatima. I saw that what they were telling me in school, it's just theory. When you bring it to what is happening in real life, you just see the variance. It's just the gap is just so much. That's why I say I will invest in someone that has done it practically, that is people savvy, that is social savvy. They know how to talk to people, irrespective of the theory knowledge, but they've done some stuff. They are able to take risk. See, let me tell you, if you keep a book smart person and you keep a street smart person and you bring a problem that is not traditional, that is unconventional, that's when you see the lapse. The street smart person will come up with creative solutions that will even marvel you. But the book smart person will just stick to theories than the book. It's just so different. I will always invest in someone who have gone out there, done these things practically, gotten practical experience and knowledge. I'll definitely go for a street smart person. If I were to invest, I would.
I mean, you all were laughing at Angela because, she has already made her decision that is street smart for her, regardless of being an accountant. But have you come across someone who is book smart, but then struggles with real life challenges when it comes to street?
Yes, I have. I have really come across people, not just someone. Like I said, that one, you can't learn it anywhere. It's just something that just comes to you. You can't learn it in the school. If you are not there, if you don't know it, you don't know it. That's just it. If you don't know, if you are not street credible, you don't know it. Like the Wanyi boy system, the Igbo apprenticeship. Take for instance, now these guys have mastered their craft. I even learned that they were trying to even infuse that in the Oxford University course. It's somebody should come, serve their boss, learn the trade, and before you know it, it's actually boosting the economy. When it comes to the economy, they are really thriving. They sell. You go to the marketplace now, 65% of the traders there, they are the Igbos,
Yeah.
and it has worked for them over time. And that should tell you that street smart would always, would always prevail in economy like Nigeria, like you said, because we're still a developing economy. But when we go outside there in the Western world, that's when I think the degree is really, really important. But for now, no. And to your question, somebody that he's book smart, but
struggles with
street smart.
challenges
They are
with regards to street, because they don't have that street credibility, like you said.
Like, if take for instance, I have some of my aunts that are really, really, they are in this other class, and whenever they want to go to the market, they will always come and meet my mom and beg her
to go with you.
Please follow me to this
because
market.
You get streets.
Exactly. Come and follow me now. And because when they come back, they'll be like, if I was the one that go to this market, I wouldn't have gotten all this. My mom is not really, really book smart, but my mom is really, really street smart, and you can't cheat her. She knows everything. You cannot cheat that woman. She knows her way around. She knows how to communicate. She knows how to talk to her customers. Something that people even used to come to her to tell her, please, can you teach me? How do you do this? How do you do that? So I think my mom is actually a perfect example for street smart. She actually dumbed the book smart.
Well, I'm sure your mother is going to watch this, so you're going to pay for this at home. But Jeremiah, do you think the society respects the book smart ones much more than the street smart? Because, there's this thing that he has a PhD, or she has a doctorate and what have you. So which do you think the society respects more?
It actually depends on the society itself. Because right now, certain people don't even, what do you do? They don't even care. They just want to know if you have results, if you have money. But on the long run, just to dive a bit into what they've been saying, I don't know why people think people who are book smart don't have the same orientation as someone who is street smart. There's a reason why I'm saying this, because
understanding.
Yes. The reason why I'm saying is
I'm
because...
telling you the reason why, the difference, the understanding level.
Okay. It is because someone may be watching and saying, I want to choose, obviously, a street smart. No, you need the book. So there's what is called industrial training. There is internship. Everything about industrial training, internship is all designed to give you a practical experience as well. It's just that maybe we don't pay attention to it in this part of Africa. But internship, work experience, where you serve other people, they still do it in the other part of other economies. So for me, I feel people who are book smart, it varies on the economy. If you're out there as a high C-class leader, an executive, you're respected, you're paid more than somebody who is a street smart person. And let me tell you, most people who are street smart in Nigeria, once they go out, check the kind of job they do. Manual labor, they're either...
Because that's what pays more outside the country.
That what pays more?
No, it's not like it pays more.
No. That what you can get easily.
The manual jobs?
Yes, that what you can get easily. Is not like you applying here.
I actually thought that pays more. Because it's a skill.
There are people who collect, they are high C-class levels leaders and executives. They collect up to like $200,000 to $500,000 a year. What kind of manual labor you get? $10, $15 per hour to get? So when we're talking about the book smart, you could also go for leadership courses. There are people who obviously wouldn't go to the street and say, you have been doing apprenticeship since, you have trained boys, come and, be the manager of Trust TV. Why do you ask for CVs?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know where they have worked? Because at this
and the
level,
experience they have also.
At this level, it's not about your ability to just make things happen around, but ability to coordinate people at a higher level, different set of people. It takes another level of training, and that's what book smarts can do.
Yeah. Angela, quickly, let me throw this question to you. Do you think government or private organizations support the street smart innovators much more than the other aspects of this that we're talking about?
No, please, can you rephrase?
I said, do you think the government or private organizations support street smart innovators enough?
I don't think they do. They don't. Even if they want to like offer something, they always go by the book. Someone that has the certificate, someone that has the requirements. You know how they do these things. You have to show your CV. You have to show maybe you have a PhD here, or you have. They favor more of the book smart, and I wonder why. The topic is actually who is more successful between book smart and street smart. If you agree with me, mention five the most successful people in Nigeria, mention five of them. You would see that they are mostly the people's person, people that go out there and make things happen. I feel like book smart actually relegate you to working for someone, getting a job, like he was saying, getting a job, working for someone. But street smart makes you think out of the box, like wanting to own your own establishment, wanting to own your own business. And you don't see government supporting. Well, they do. Let me not say entirely they don't. They do, but they would want to go more with someone that has the certifications and of.
Yeah.
But I wish they do otherwise. Like they go for these guys that are out there doing things, making things happen for themselves. I wish they go more for them.
Well, I mean, thank you so much, Angela, for taking out your time to be on this program. It was nice having you and, your contribution. Thank you so much, Firdausi, for also being part of this conversation, and Jeremiah, thank you so much. Well, this is where we draw the curtains for today's episode on Youth Connect. Do not forget to join us again next week for another interesting episode. And don't forget, at this point, I'm going to throw this question to you as well, as I wait to hear your responses. Which are you going for? Is it the street smart or the book smart? Let me see your comments when you watch this. I am Fatima Ahmed Musa. Bye for now.